Today I'm going to talk you through the Mermaid, which, strange name, I know, if you've not come across it before. It basically means a side bend, so it's a nice big stretch for the side of the body, opening up the ribs, stretching into those intercostal muscles, giving your back muscles a lovely side stretch. So the first thing I want to talk about is this idea of rotating through the arms. So if you come to classes here at Bodywise, you'll be very familiar with that. It's something we talk about a lot. But if you just start with your arms low to the sides of your body, it doesn't matter whether you're standing or kneeling or sitting on a chair or on the floor, and allow your arms to rotate inwards. So they spiral in at the shoulder sockets without any change across the chest. So your collarbones are still lovely and wide, and then you can spiral them outwards. And again, that you feel like there's no change through the collarbones or the shoulder blades. So rotating the arms back and forth, you're basically just spiraling them inwards and outwards at the shoulder joint, rotating them without any change across your shoulder girdle, across your collarbones or your shoulder blades. And then if you focus on that outward rotation, the muscles that are responsible for that are the ones at the back of the shoulder. So you're looking at this sort of area just at the back of the shoulder joint where you want to feel that happening. It's a little hard to feel with straight arms. So if we then bend the elbows and we imagine that we've got 2 trays of food, this exercise we call the waiter. So as you offer the food forwards slightly in front of you and out to the sides, as if you've got people standing either side of you, you want to feel as if your elbows are moving forwards and your thumbs are moving backwards. So at the same time, draw your elbows forwards towards me and draw your thumbs backwards away from me. And as you do that, you should feel like you're working that little area at the back of the shoulder. So you're rotating muscles there. You can release out of that and repeat a few times. So the idea is that your shoulder blades don't narrow, so you're not pulling them back, you're keeping them wide. And your rib cage shouldn't flare forwards, that just stays gently connected down towards the hips. And as you rotate those arms outwards by simultaneously drawing the elbows forwards and the thumbs back, you should have a tangible but gentle sense of work at the back of your shoulder. Now that's what we're going to take into our mermaid. So for a mermaid, ideally you want to go with the legs to one side in this position. I've got a block underneath which, if you're unable to sit comfortably with the bottom on the floor, might be helpful. If your hips are very tight, you might want to have the block underneath one buttock so that you can release a little more heavily through the other hip without forcing it to the floor. So it may well help to sit on a block, possibly even 2 blocks if your hips are particularly stiff. Otherwise, if you're comfortable to, you can remain on the floor. So you will have one sitting bone definitely down, and the other one, you're encouraging it to release, but it doesn't matter if it's on the floor or not. From there, you want your arms rotating. So come back to this idea, elbows forwards, thumbs back, broadening across the whole of the shoulder girdle, little bit of abdominal effort to keep the rib to hip connection. And then we're just going to place the hand down, still rotating the arm outwards, and take a nice big side bend, sweeping up and over into that mermaid shape. Now here's the tricky bit. You want to feel that you're pushing the floor away with this hand in order to lift the ribs in the opposite direction. And as you continue to rotate that arm outwards, there's a feeling of the shoulder blade coming forwards underneath the armpit. So as I side bend, I feel like the direction of my ribs is actually going this way, directly away from my hand, to give me a better curve. And then I lift through my abdominals to control the rise up through center, and I can take a gentle little stretch the other way. That's what we call a counter stretch. So going again, the hand comes to the floor. I want to spiral my arm outwards, rotating it outwards from the muscles at the back of the shoulder that we found earlier. And I want to avoid sinking. So I push the floor away to send my ribcage far away from my hand. And as I bend the elbow, the ribs move even further away from the hand. Gently lifting the abdominals as I just keep breathing normally throughout this movement. So no particular breath coordination with this one. Let's go for one more. Rotating the arm, lifting the ribs, and feeling that the shoulder drops. It's like you want your top to just fall off your shoulder. Feel the neck is lengthening towards the fingertips. So you've got that feeling of the crown of the head reaching out to the fingertips, stretching up and over into your little counter stretch to the other side, and then releasing. And then of course you can repeat that going the other way. So taking your legs to the other side, getting comfortable on that other side, maybe putting a block underneath the buttock, and then focusing again on that rotation of the arms, and the feeling that as you push the floor away with one hand, your ribs and your hand are moving away from each other to create that oppositional tension through the body. There's your mermaid. So we will be taking a break from Wednesday Wisdom next week, but when we return at the beginning of November, we're going to come back to a different time, if you're watching us live, of 10:30 in the morning. And the other thing I just wanted to mention is that if any of you have anything that you would like me to talk about, so if there are any particular hints or tips or any particular issues that you want me to talk about for 5 minutes, just message us, drop us a message on Facebook or Instagram, or send us an email. Let us know what you would like to hear me talk about, and we'll endeavour to cover those things during our next few Wednesday Wisdoms. All right, thank you for watching. See you in a couple of weeks.